Hi, this is Rob. I'm going to be showing you how to do the exercises that go along with the video lesson about rounding. Are you ready? Let's get started. For problem 1, we need to round these numbers to the nearest 10. So, this is the ones place, this is the tens place, so this is our target digit right here. That is either going to stay the same or go up, depending on the digit to the right of it. 3 means that we round down, so we keep this the same. So it rounds down to 20. And all of these are the same. They're 2 digits with the 2 in the tens place digit. And so we need to look at the ones place digit to decide whether to round up or down. This is 4, so we round down. So 24 rounds down to 20. And here we have 25. And since the digit we're looking at here is a 5, that means we round up. So this becomes a 3. So 25 rounds up to 30. 6, of course, is greater than 5. It's 5 or greater. So this also rounds up to 30. So 23 and 24 round down to 20. 25 and 26 round up to 30. For problem 2, we need to round these to the nearest 100. And we have 410, 499, 450, 449. And so we need to round them to the nearest 100. And so that means our target digit is the 100 place digit here, right here. And we need to look at the digit to the right of it. So we need to look at the digit in the tens place column. So in this case, with 410, 1 is definitely less than 5. So that means we round down. So 410 rounds down to 400. 499, we look at this digit right here, and that's a 9, and that's definitely 5 or greater. So that means we round up. So 499 rounds up to 500. 450, we look at this digit right here, and it's a 5, and any digit 5 or greater means we round up. So 450 rounds up to 500 as well. 449, we need to look at this digit right here, and it's a 4, and 4 is less than 5, so that means we round down. We keep this the same, so that 449 rounds down to 400. For problem 3, we need to round this number here, 15,738. We need to round it to the nearest 10, to the nearest 100, and to the nearest 1,000. To round to the nearest 10, our target digit is this 3 here in the tens place column. And we need to look at the digit to its right and determine whether to keep it the same or raise it up 1. Since this is an 8, we need to raise this 3 to a 4. We're going to round up to 15,740. Now we need to round to the nearest 100. So that means we're going to have this as our target digit now, this 7 that's in the hundreds place column. We need to look at the digit to its right. And 3 is less than 5, so that means we round down. So we round down to 15,700. Now to round to the nearest 1,000, this is going to be our target digit right here in the thousands place. And so we need to determine if we're going to round this 5 up or down by looking at the digit to its right, which is the hundreds place, this 7 in the hundreds place. And it is 5 or greater, so that means we round up. So we have 16,000 as our number rounded to the nearest 1,000. For problem 4, we're supposed to round this number, 18.753. We're to round it to the nearest 10, to the nearest 10th, and to the nearest 100th. All right? So for the nearest 10, that means this digit right here. That's the tens place digit. That's our target. We look to the right. The digit to the right is 5 or greater. It's an 8, so that means we round up. We raise that to a 2 and have a 0 for all the digits to the right. Since there's this decimal point there, you can just write 20, and you don't need to put 0.000, since it's rounded to the nearest 10. Now to round it to the nearest 10th, and this 7 is in the tenths place, so we need to look to the digit to its right, and that's a 5, so that means we need to round up. So to round to the nearest 10th, we have 18.8, and we can either leave off the zeros or put those there. I'll go ahead and leave them off. And now we need to round to the nearest 100th. And so the 100th place is this right here. And we need to look to the digit to its right. And that's a 3. So that means we round down. We keep that as a 5. So we have 18.75 is this number rounded to the nearest 100th. For problem 5, we need to round to the nearest whole number. Remember, that's the same as rounding to the ones place. So that's this digit right here. So we need to look to the digit to its right. And that's a 4. So that means we round down. We'll just put 3 as the rounded version of 3.4. Here with 10.6, here's the target digit. We look to the digit to its right. It's a 6, so we round up to 11. For problem 6, we need to round to the nearest whole number. And our first number is 0.75. And this is the ones place digit. Remember, the nearest whole number means round to the ones place. And we need to look to the digit to its right, which is a 7. So that means we round up. So this 0 goes to a 1. And that's our rounded number. And we also have 0.25. Here's the ones place digit, nearest whole number. The digit to its right is a 2, which is less than 5. So that means we round down. So the nearest whole number is 0. For problem 7, we need to round to the nearest thousand. We have 149,825. And the thousands place is right here. And we need to determine if we need to keep it the same or raise it up. So we look to the digit to its right. That's an 8, which is 5 or greater. So we need to raise this up. But this digit is a 9. So that means it will raise up to 10, or this one digit will just raise up to 0, but we need to put that 1 somewhere because it's really raising up to a 10. So we add that to this digit here. That would become a 5, and that would be a 1. So we have that domino effect going on, but it just went one step. But the nearest thousand is 150,000. For problem 8, we need to round to the nearest tenth. So we have 75.9824. So we need to round to the nearest tenth, and that spot is right here. This is the 10th place column. There's a 9 there, and we have an 8 to the right. So that means we're going to round up. So this will become a 0, and that extra 1 going up will just get passed on to the next digit. Get passed on right here. So that will become 76, because we had a domino effect to this next digit over, 76.0. For problem 9, we need to round to the nearest 10, and we have 499,998. The tens place digit is right here. With all these 9s here, you're going to have a domino effect going on, because this digit to the right, 8, is 5 or greater, so we need to raise up. But 9 raised up is 10, so we need to pass it on to the next one, but that's also a 9. So that's going to be a 0, add 1 here. That's going to make that a 0, add 1 here, 0, add 1 here, 0, add 1 here, 5. And we don't want to forget this digit here. So 499,998 to the nearest 10 is 500,000. And for problem 10, we need to round to the nearest hundredth, and we have 29.995. And the nearest hundredth, that means this column right here. This digit here is our target, and the digit to its right is a 5, so that means we need to round this digit up. So that's going to become a 0, and we need to add the 1 over here. And we have the domino effect going on again. It's another 9. That becomes a 0. Add the 1 over here, becomes a 0. Add the 1 over here, becomes a 3. 29.995 to the nearest hundredth is 30. Don't forget the decimal point. 0.00. And we don't need to put this digit on here because we just rounded that off. So to the nearest hundredth, 29.995 is 30.00.